We've always been about an entrepreneur's story as well as their balance sheet. So of course we want to recognise business success and growth, and we consider and we look at the numbers. But what we are really interested in is that human element. Hi, I'm Fran. I'm the founder of the Great British Entrepreneur Awards. We set that up we're going into our 10th year now. And the reason that we set it up is our background's in publishing, and we were often asked to become media partners for awards. And we realised that while there were an awful lot of business awards out there, there were a lot of incredible stories that weren't being recognised on a national stage. So we decided to launch what we called the Great British Entrepreneur Awards. Our timing was really spot on because the Olympics were in town, so everything Great Britain was sort of very of the moment. Entrepreneurs were being called the new rock stars in government, and so our timing was pretty right. And we were also really lucky that we had the support of some amazing, incredibly successful entrepreneurs to join our judging panel from day one. So we created this thing that was a once a year award ceremony, but we had no idea if it would be 50 people coming together for a drinks reception or 500 people at a gala final. And now, almost 10 years on, we're in 8 cities and we're on track this year to get over 4,000 entries. So it's grown a little bit. Award ceremonies are incredible for PR. It's always a really good reflective process as well for entrepreneurs to look back on the achievements that you've made and put pen to paper and actually tell that story. Sometimes I think that entrepreneurs get very much lost in the weeds of running their business and sometimes don't take a step back to actually look at what they've achieved and how far they've come. Awards are fantastic for that. What we've also found is that our awards are more of a community than just an award ceremony. The award ceremony is almost like the sort of cherry on the top, so to speak. So what draws people, I think, to enter the Great British Entrepreneur Awards is not just the possibility of seeing their name in lights, but it's being involved in something a lot bigger with their peers, with people that they aspire to have careers like, and with people that they can support on earlier stages of the journey. So it's very much an inclusive and supportive community. I think what people like about Great British Entrepreneur Awards and why they apply is that we've always been about an entrepreneur's story as well as their balance sheet. So of course we want to recognise business success and growth, and we consider and we look at the numbers. But what we are really interested in is that human element and the why and the journey of that person, their challenges that they've overcome, and their story and why it's and what that means for their business. So I think that's probably what makes Great British Entrepreneur Awards so different. That and the community element. We are now a community of over 50,000 entrepreneurs that have been joining over the last 10 years. And when normality resumes, we'll be bringing people together face to face and creating lots of opportunities for those entrepreneurs to meet. And we've seen some incredible things happen when members of the community meet and support one another. So while Zoom is fantastic, we can't wait to get back to doing it in a real life scenario. Last year, we launched the Food and Drink Heroes Awards, and the reason that we launched that is because we had such an incredible cohort and alumni of food and drink brands that were coming through that we realised it could have its own standalone awards programme. And we launched that originally planned for March of last year. As we all know, that was probably not the best time to launch an awards programme. So we took our foot off the gas and thought, okay, well, normality will resume in October, let's launch it then. When it hadn't, we still carried on because I think that people were really looking for a reason to celebrate in what had been such troubling times. So that was an incredible success. We announced the winners this year. There are some absolutely incredible food and drink brands in Great Britain, and we're incredibly privileged to be celebrating their stories and telling everyone about their entrepreneurial journeys. So that was sort of a natural progression because we just recognised that food and drink entrepreneurs were a huge part of the entrepreneur landscape, and we wanted to give them their own stage. We've since launched the Great British Workplace Wellbeing Awards, which opens for entries in June this year. And we've launched that as a collaboration with one of our alumni brands. So we have a previous winner of Great British Entrepreneurial Awards, Wellbeing, who are experts in the workplace wellbeing space, and came to us and said, we think that there needs to be an awards that looks a bit like Great British Entrepreneurial Awards, has the same principles, the same opportunity to reach so many people and to recognise success, and why don't we do it together? And we've also recently launched the Great British Businesswoman series, recognising female leaders within businesses that aren't just small businesses, but large financial institutions, publishing, banking, etc., etc. So we're really excited to be able to take what we know in terms of building a community, building those opportunities to promote brilliant stories, and to take it to other verticals that we're really passionate about. Our team first of all, they've had an incredibly tough year. You know, on the surface of it, we're an events business, and this last year should have been it has been very, very tough. There's no denying that. But the enthusiasm and tenacity of our team when times have been tough have meant that we've pivoted quite significantly to online and digital first. So really, really proud of what we've managed to achieve over Zoom in the most part over the last year. We've currently got a team we've got hubs in Cardiff and in London, with a new office opening in Cardiff. But we've actually hired, I think like many organisations have, people that are all over the UK. And I think that that's one of the things that's really helped us to develop as a business, because we're now able to engage with the best talent that's a real fit for our organisation, regardless of where they live. So it's exciting as things return to normality, when we're actually going to have offices to come together and working again. But I think that we've taken a lot of learnings from the last 18 months, and as a business, we have changed quite significantly the path that we were on, and developed a lot of new products as well. What would I say to someone that didn't think they were ready for an award? So at the Great British Entrepreneurial Awards, we're not industry focused. We have entrepreneurs from all industries, all sizes of business apply. And I think that's the beauty of what's become our community. I always suggest that someone has a look at the alumni and the community for the Great British Entrepreneurial Awards, which is sort of easy to find from our homepage. Now, I would say to someone as well, don't be put off by the fact that there are some household names on there. There are some brands that we're really used to seeing on TV or in shops or in our everyday lives that we feel like there's maybe an imposter syndrome to be entering and being involved in an awards programme that these people have been the recipients of before. But if you dig a little deeper into the shortlist and read the stories that we publish and we tell all the time, you'll see we are recognising entrepreneurs at every stage of their journey. And I think that there's somebody that everybody will identify within our alumni over the last 10 years. As you'll notice, we have over 150 judges, and that seems like a lot until you think that we have over 4,000 entries. Our editorial team internally works on the shortlisting. We also look to speak to entrepreneurs, and one of the questions that we ask on the application form is, are you happy to be considered for another category? Because sometimes people might enter one category, and actually when you read their story, you think you'd have a really great chance in this category too. So that's something that we ask people upon application. So we do a lot of the sort of moving around to get the full picture, and then we move on to the judges. And as you'll see from looking at the judging panel, we're incredibly fortunate to have the most incredible lineup of judges. We've got the founder of the Mobo Awards, King of Shaves, Go Compare, Kath Kitston. We've got the founder of Ann Summers. We've got some incredible entrepreneurs who have really generously given up their time, not only to judge, but to get involved in the community. And that's when it passes over to them. So they typically will look at one or two categories in a particular region. It's always really exciting when it passes onto that stage, and it's entirely out of our hands what comes back. I think what I would say to people as well, though, is that there are many people in our community that might have entered one year and not got shortlisted, and then entered the second year and got shortlisted. Don't be disheartened with when we're getting over 4,000 applications. You know, it's a really tough competition. Believe me when I say there are some absolutely phenomenal businesses that I wish would have made the shortlist in the past few years. There is opportunity year on year, and which is quite interesting, because then we can talk about the progression year on year if you are to apply multiple years as well. How do people get the word out there once they've submitted their award? Well, we completely see the value in entrepreneurs doing that, and we've had lots of people that have said, you know, because I was shortlisted for an award, it's helped me pick up clients, or it was really valuable in an investor pitch, or I've been approached by a TV show. And so what I would say is shout about it, talk about it, and we try and enable that by providing entrepreneurs with a full suite of collateral that they can use. So everything from their logos they can stick on their email signatures to Facebook headers and personalised image cards if they're shortlisted. We also go one further and we'll provide everyone with a press release template, so that if they don't have internal resource to do PR in-house, then they will get a template that will talk about their region, their category they've been shortlisted in, and with some insert your own text here so that they can pop in their own quote. We also arm people with content that talks about top tips for engaging with journalists. A couple of weeks ago, we did a light bulb session. I think that we've got lots of content like that we'll share with our community that gives them the signposting that they might need to really make the most of this opportunity, because it's a lot more than being listed on a website and potentially picking a trophy up on stage. And I've seen some people really use the badge of being a great British entrepreneur incredibly well. And we've had some wonderful quotes from people to say how much it's helped them. And we love to see that. We'll help enable that and support that as much as we possibly can, because that's what we're all about.